Hey guys, and welcome back to Clannad. So, in the last episode, we left off just leaving the music shop to see if they can fix the violin that ended up being broken. Anyways, let's just jump right back in. Don't be ridiculous.
何が無茶よ。一生懸命頑張ったら直せないものなんてないわよ。
What's ridiculous? If you work really hard, there are no things you won't be able to fix. If that's really true, I wonder how nice it would be. Anyway, right now, all we can do is wait for his estimate.
修理代、どのぐらいかかるでしょう。
I wonder how much will his estimate cost?
そんなの心配しなくていいわよ。いざとなったら、カンパでも何でも募るから。
You shouldn't worry about that. If it comes to a crucial moment, we could do a fundraising campaign. It will mostly turn to an extortion campaign instead of a fundraising campaign if we leave it to you.
なんならあんたに全額カンパしてもらってもいいけど。
If so, you want me to get all the funds from you? If I can, then that's what I'll do.
私だって同じよ。
I feel the same too, you know. With that, Furukawa murmured something in a low voice.
一番早くても7月。
Even if he does his fastest, it would be in July. And then she sinks into silence again. We then became affected by the silence. The broken violin. It couldn't be repaired in time for her birthday. It might never be the same either. That was the result of the three girls, or this was the result the three girls got from working hard for Kotomi. She sighs deeply.
なんでこう、うまくいかないのかしらね。
I wonder why things don't go our way. The completely dark town was busy. Everyone is smiling as we walk around that sultry atmosphere. As I gaze up, the high night sky is here. Between the clouds is a silver star shining. A countless number of people live in this world, but even still, why is it this hard to get a single happiness? It was midnight. The sticky darkness of May, the loud noise of the insects, the smell of the evening dew in the grass. I was digging into the ground to replace the flower bed there. There wasn't any light. I'm just relying on the shining star. I thrust the shovel into the ground and put my weight on it. I felt like I was digging up a corpse. What's buried underneath surely must be my memories of when I was a child. I wiped my sweat and glanced upwards. The house towered above, as if it were leaning over. The window that looks like a mirror reflected a pure black. I wonder if Kotomi is sleeping. I wonder if she could sleep. I wonder if she's not having any bad dreams. I didn't get an answer. I just stare at the darkness and start digging again. The uneasiness that was hiding during the daytime is creeping at the soles of my shoes. The time when I understood that what I'm doing is futile. The time when I believe nothing will happen. I wonder what I should do. Can I endure this? I don't know either. The darkness whispers to me, you can't go back. You can't return something that has been broken to its original state. Someone who has passed away won't come back anymore. If you want to stop, now is the right time. You can't help other people. Only time can solve this. Only time. We're gonna persevere. I dig the soil in exchange for the answer. Such a boring guy. Saying that over my shoulder, the voice disappeared. I finished scraping out the flower bed. I let go of the shovel and lie down on the grass. It has become darker. I'm not sure when will the morning approach anymore. Enveloped by the scent of the soil, I catch my breath. Oh my god, it's so pretty! The cloudless sky is packed with stars, as if it's a group of needles. It's much more numerous than the things you could see in the whole town. Each one of them is twinkling, as if playing a piece of music without the sound. My eyelids become heavy, and so I close my eyes. The stars blur, and it looks like they're coming near me. As I open my eyes again, the stars went back afar. They played around like that for a while, until he finally fell asleep? Or not. A single star descends to the grass. What the? I get up from the grass. The speck of light is slowly floating over the trimmed lawn. A firefly? It's blinking really weak, as if trying to appeal something. It's very light. I can't tell if it's warm or cold. But there's one thing I could tell. It's a pure light. If I compare it with something, it looks like a piece of a star. Is this some kind of dream? A kind of sign? Or an afterimage? Not long after that, the light becomes weaker. I unconsciously stretch out my hand to it. I woke up to the sounds of the birds. It was the pure blue sky I saw as I opened my eyes. Huh? My bed is awfully morose, Furthermore, it's cold. As I touch it and confirmed it with my palm, it was the wet grass. Why am I sleeping in this place? Ah, that's right. This is KOTOMI'S garden. I have a feeling that I was dreaming. I tried catching up the trail of my dream, but it slipped out of me and escaped. Well, who cares? Making a big yawn, I raised my upper half of my body. Sleeping outside makes the body feel awfully light. I squint my eyes to the fragments of the morning sun, and then I gaze at KOTOMI'S house. As always, it looks like no one is living inside. Good morning, KOTOMI. And from there, I take a look at my work in progress with the garden. I think to myself, somehow I have to finish it by today. Okay then, let's start. I stood up. The first thing I worked on this morning was pruning the garden tree. Looking at the book I bought yesterday, I moved the shear that is used for pruning. It won't be able to do it I won't be able to do it like a professional, but using it to cut short the branches feels quite different. As I finished putting the branches that are standing out in order, the light shines in at the whole garden. The children's voices, which could belong to some grade schooler or kindergartner attending school, frolics around. Then there's the sound of the truck engine that stopped beyond the fence. I leave the shear and head to the entranceway. Just as I expected, the one that stopped is the one from the home center. A tall guy that looks like the driver was checking up the nameplate. Thanks for coming.
岡崎さんですよね。
You're Okazaki-san, right? Yep, that's me. The name on the plate is different, so he seems a bit troubled.
昨日お買い上げの商品をお届けに上がりました。
I came to deliver the things you ordered yesterday. Could you please leave it at the gate post? I'll do the rest afterwards. Whew. I took a breath as I finished carrying all of it to the corner of the garden. I guess that's hummus? I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Fertilizer, things for transplanting flowers, a bag of tools and accessories, if it isn't enough. After I separated from Kyo and everyone yesterday, I've arranged and bought every stuff. Every stuff. All of the things! I bought a mixture of all kinds of flowers in the Home Depot's garden section. Though it's now crowded with plastic pots, I can already feel the garden regaining its liveliness. I drew out some water from the hose in the water faucet. I thoroughly polished the flower bed brick that has become dirty with a sponge. After that, I spread the hummus. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it, okay? I don't care if it's wrong. I mix it together with the soil I dug out last night, plowing it thoroughly, and then expose it to the sun for a while. Next is the lawn's final arrangement. I don't have much time left to reupholster it, so I at least tried to trim it short. I changed the lawnmower's blade and oiled it. I bring the lawnmower to the edge of the lawn and put some pressure on the handle. The sound of the wheel and the blade clattering around echoes. Bright green grass showers out and gathers at the garbage container. Before I put all of the things in the garden in order, I went and checked everything around. Just cutting the lawn short changed its look. The garden that looked gloomy up until now became bright and vast. The last one is the flower bed. I dug the flowers from their respective pots and planted them into the bed according to their matching colors. The bricks that are forming a smooth curve. The young and vivacious smell of the colors of the flowers blooming in early summer. The plaza of lawn that was trimmed short. At the center, a pure white table and 2 garden chairs. As if inserting a piece of a puzzle of what's inside my dream, I was full of wondrous confidence. I had disregarded everything and immersed myself in patching up the garden. It's late afternoon and I finished all the work. Wow. Wow! I'm taking a screenshot of this. Ugh. The garden has returned to what it used to be like. The important place where Kotomi and I first met. Despite being complete, I couldn't believe that I did all that. There might be some minor differences in the varieties of flowers or the length of the lawn, but even still, I did everything I could do with this. I think this should be enough. No, not yet. There's still one important thing that's missing. And in order to complete everything, all I could do now is wait. This time I felt awfully tired. My upper eyelids felt comfortable and sleepy too. But I mustn't sleep yet. I was thinking that there was something that had to be done in order for the garden to return to what it was like before. I approached the pure white garden chair from long ago. I nudged the seat with my finger to see if the paint has dried up. After that, I slowly sat down. Rolling up the sleeve of my jacket, I searched for something in my pocket. Inside was the book that Kotomi entrusted to me. The front cover is made of leather. Like an overused dictionary, the edges of the page were a bit loose. I opened the front cover and looked inside. Like a baked bread, the pages were fading, and it looks worm-eaten everywhere. I wonder why Kotomi said, "I don't want you to read it." The answer should be inside. I'm sorry, but I have to read you. I mutter it as if to erase the faint guilt I'm having. I flipped the front cover and began to read. This is probably a collection of short novels. The choice of words from the translation is kind of hard to understand, so I couldn't say it's easy to read. After skimming through a couple of short stories, I came across another new story. A middle-aged man meeting a girl that came from the future. It seems like that's the story. My eyes immediately fell on the page. I let out a big yawn. I can't help but get sleepy. I'm sure the comfort of the garden is too much. I tried going back to the book once again. When I came to, my fingers had separated from the book. The pages flipped back one by one from the light wind. Unable to bear it any more, my eyes closed. My inner mind is being engulfed with the tender drowsiness. My distant memories returned as if flowing through me. At that time, that's right, Kotomi and I were... No, something's wrong. That book was much newer, bigger, and had good binding. My consciousness went vague, as if being pulled and swept away in the waves. Day before yesterday, I saw a rabbit. I gradually start to lose sense of what day it is and where I am. And yesterday, a deer. Just before I had fallen asleep, I realized, yeah, that's right. The book wasn't big. We were we were still small. I got lost on my way. Because I was prohibited to enter the square where I always play, I went searching for a new vacant lot together with the kids from my neighborhood, and when I realized, I ended up being alone myself, in an unknown residential district. For a young boy like me, it was the same as being in an unknown country. My feet gradually made haste because of the presence of evening. As I was about to start running, I heard a strange sound from beyond the tall hedge, an unknown sound. Even so, it was a nostalgic sound. I was searching for the entrance, as if being invited. Finding a gap in the corner of the hard branches and leaves, I pushed my body through there somehow. It was a beautiful garden. There's a pure white table and chair on the evenly short-cut lawn. In the flower bed are flowers that I didn't know the names of, and they were blooming as if they would overflow. Even if it was evening, I shouldn't just come in here. There wasn't anyone who was driving me out, and there wasn't any building being constructed, so I thought it was a special place. As I turned towards everyone's calling voices, there was a girl I didn't know of. Holding a violin and bow, she was staring straight at me. After I exchanged some words with her, the girl gave me an awkward smile. The girl and I became friends. After that, I went to play at her house every day. The sunshine coming from the garden completely illuminated the wooden floor of the living room. The faint scent of the tobacco was floating in the air.
お父さんのタバコの匂い。
It's the smell of my dad's tobacco. Though she's an elegant girl, she treated the smoke that other adults smoke in a different manner. The best thing she liked was playing house. Her playing house was a bit different. She would tell me the name of each food as she pointed her finger around and around them. After she's done with everything, she will put her hands together.
いただきましょう。
Let's all eat. Let's eat.
どうぞ召し上がれ。
Please help yourself. Exaggerating that, she stares at me.
あーんして。
Say, ah! Holding the food with her disposable chopsticks, she presents it to me. She looks like she's about to cry as she was unable to put it in my mouth properly. I can't eat this, because her entire feast is made of clay. It would be unfair if you don't eat as well. Here, this is your share, Kotomi-chan. I transferred the clay food on her plate.
うん。私の分。
Yup, it's my share.
ともやくんと二人で。
The share I got from
半分か。
Tomoya-kun. She smiles sweetly. In the end, I didn't tell any of my friends about that garden. To begin with, I didn't like playing in a large group that much. I wanted to keep it a secret, only to myself. The weather was good, so I played in the garden. Running around on the lawn barefooted, we played tag and hide and seek together. But the number of people is too little for playing tag, and if I hid myself too well, she would definitely start to cry. There are all sorts of flowers blooming in the small flower bed, and she knows all of them.
これは花火しそ。これはベコニア。これが三色すみれ。
This is a California poppy. This is a begonia. Blech! My mouth is not cooperating. This is a pansy violet.
それでね、
And
これ
then
は
this is a
クリ
Cree?
クリサンセマムパルドスム。
Yeah, what she said.
ノースポールってお名前もあるわね。
It also has the name North Pole. The girl's mother, who was drying up some laundry, told us. Always wearing a pure white apron. Always wearing a sweet smile. I was envious, because that was the thing I wanted most.
ねえ、ことみちゃん。お天気こんなにいいんだから、ともやくんとお外で遊んだら？
Hey, Kotomi-chan. The weather's so nice, so why don't you go play outside with Tomoya-kun? She always makes a troubled face whenever she's told that.
ここ、お外なの。
This is outside.
ここはお庭でしょ?
This is the garden, isn't it?
お庭だからお外なの。
This is the garden, that's why it's outside.
でもね。
But you see,
お外なの。
this is outside. She's definitely not going to yield. Her mother sighs, looking at the girl's face.
お外はね、あの生垣の向こうのこと。
What I mean by outside is beyond the hedge.
お外はとっても広くて、ことみちゃんの知らないものがたくさんあるの。
Outside is much, much wider, and there are a lot of things there that Kotomi-chan doesn't know about.
怖いから嫌なの。
I'm scared, so I don't want to. There's nothing to be scared of. I came from the outside, so that's what I answered. But I am all out of time for this episode today, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And we are almost completely done with this route. I'm really excited for that. I hope you are too. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!